My name is Xia Qing. That day, Shin Jijing came to pick me up. When I opened the passenger door, I froze. A young, pretty girl was sitting in my seat, smiling sweetly at me. Sister-in-law. She was very polite. But she didn't move. I narrowed my eyes and looked at Shin Jijing. He was on the phone, head down, oblivious to the undercurrents. We'd planned to go to an auction together. I'd spent all afternoon dressing up, looking forward to a rare date with him. And now someone else was in my seat. Sister-in-law, I'm Bai Luo, Mr. Shin's new assistant. The girl smiled warmly, two shallow dimples forming on her cheeks. I heard you two were going to an auction tonight, so I asked Mr. Shin to let me tag along and see the world. Don't worry, I won't disturb you. My heart sank. I knew Shin Jijing too well. This man had always been cold and aloof, never letting women get close. We'd come together through an arranged marriage. Outsiders joked that I'd be living like a widow. But after we got married, he would hold me gently, his eyes reddening when he was moved. He said, "You're my wife. We're one body. You're different from others." Today, something felt different. Chapter 2. But I wasn't some weak vine that could be pushed around. I was Xia Qing. When I got angry, I didn't care whose face I slapped. Get out. I coldly dismissed her, showing no mercy. The girl froze. She hadn't expected me to be so direct on our first meeting. Maybe my tone was too cold. Bai Luo was at a loss. I'm sorry, sister-in-law. Her voice trembled with tears. She moved to the back seat, humiliated. Shin Jijing finished his call just then and looked over. He realized I was angry. A helpless smile appeared on his face. He leaned over to fasten my seatbelt. I noticed the seat had been adjusted and irritably fixed it. After all that hassle, I was furious. Annoying. Who dares to touch my seat? The temperature in the car dropped to freezing. The girl was too scared to make a sound. Shin Jijing frowned and suggested calmly, "If you're in a bad mood, let's just go home." In the rearview mirror, the girl was silently crying. I was even more annoyed. Bai Luo, right? I'm not in the mood anymore. Take a taxi back yourself. Mr. Shin and I are going home. The girl's face paled. She looked pitifully at Shin Jijing. He didn't speak up for her. She got out, looking utterly defeated. Chapter 3. Shin Jijing never embarrassed me in front of others. He knew how to control his emotions. So he suggested we go home. Problems solved at home. That was our unspoken agreement over the years. She's just a new graduate. Why bother with her? Shin Jijing pulled me into his arms. First time. He didn't understand. What? In all these years, this is the first time you've let another woman sit in your passenger seat. He hadn't expected that to be what bothered me. Everyone in our circle knew how outstanding Shin Jijing was. Countless women liked him. But he kept himself clean, never touching the flowers or grass around him. Shin Jijing laughed and ruffled my hair. Didn't know you could get jealous. He leaned down and kissed me, his nose brushing my cheek. She's my subordinate, nothing more. There won't be anything between us. He held my face, looking into my eyes, and made that solemn promise. I believed him. Back then, I really believed him. Chapter 4. A woman's intuition is strong. Even though I'd only met Bai Luo once, my gut told me she had designs on Shin Jijing. I thought the warning on the first day was enough. But the next day, the auction necklace that should have been mine was around her neck. Xiao He, Shin Jijing's chief assistant, sent me a photo and a screenshot of a social media post. In the photo, a crescent diamond necklace hung around Bai Luo's pale neck, making her look even more charming. Her eyes were swollen, but she was smiling. She must have cried all night and received some compensation. In the post, she wrote, "The boss says girls should be strong even when wronged. Wipe away tears, got it, boss." A few cute emojis of clenched fists. And a picture of the necklace in its box. At that moment, my blood ran cold. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I was rattled. It was an awful feeling, like finding a blood stain on your favorite white shirt. I wanted to get in my yellow Ferrari, floor it to 180, and slap that woman across the face right then and there. But looking at my own hands, I thought, losing my composure over some cheap girl was beneath me. I made a call. Won-Won, do something for me. On the other end, Won-Won could barely contain her excitement. Don't worry, Mrs. Shin. Even if I have to empty out Shanghai, I'll get everything you need. That day, before work ended, everyone except Bai Luo, all 46 female assistants and office staff in the Shin Group headquarters, received a gift from the boss's wife. Hermes necklaces worth 120,000 each. The price wasn't as high as the 2 million auction necklace, but there were more people, so it evened out. Xiao He handled it smoothly, making everyone post on social media with the caption, "The boss's wife says every girl deserves better." Clench fists, got it, boss's wife. The girls who received the gifts were happy to play along. They were the gossip hub of the entire company, and their reach was terrifying. Within half an hour, the whole company knew the boss's wife had given everyone Hermes necklaces. As for the reason, the gossip groups were already buzzing. Bai Luolua's face turned pale. She felt humiliated. She hid in the bathroom and took off the diamond necklace. Two colleagues who came in to touch up their makeup saw her and laughed meaningfully. She was mortified. She lowered her head and hurried out, the mocking laughter growing louder behind her. She put the necklace back in its box and returned it to Shin Jijing, untouched. Chapter 5. Shin Jijing had just finished a video meeting with partners. He saw the girl, who'd clearly been crying again, holding the necklace box and staring pitifully at her own feet. What's wrong? Bai Luo started crying before she could speak. Mr. Shin, please take this necklace back. I don't dare to keep it. Shin Jijing's handsome face showed displeasure. His intuition told him something had happened. But he didn't press. He just watched her quietly. Bai Luo bit her lip, hesitated, and finally told him everything that had happened in the office. Mr. Shin, I'm sorry for always causing you trouble. I just posted something to encourage myself. I didn't know the missus would find out. She sobbed softly. I didn't think she'd be this angry. She was as pitiful as a little rabbit. Mr. Shin, I want to apologize to the missus. I can explain everything in person. Shin Jijing never looked at social media. His time was consumed by work. But as the group's president, he knew all too well how rumors spread inside the company. His usually cold face grew even colder. I understand. His voice was low. Chapter 6. That night, Shin Jijing brought Bai Luo home. The girl stood timidly behind him. I brought Luo here to explain things in person. Shin Jijing sighed. Xia Cheng, Luo is just my secretary. Yesterday, I gave her a gift as an apology. That's all. I stirred my bird's nest soup, saying nothing. Sister-in-law, I'm sorry. Bai Luo bowed sincerely, trembling and fragile. This is the first time I've received such an expensive gift. I got carried away. If I did something wrong, please tell me. I'll fix it immediately. I raised an eyebrow. Bai Luo, right? The girl glanced at Shin Jijing, as if drawing courage from him, then slowly nodded. Watching this girl, so fearless, so determined to challenge me, I found it almost funny. I'm not your teacher or your boss. I don't have time to teach you how to behave. But I am Shin Jijing's wife. So if anyone dares to get too close to my husband, I won't give them a chance to reform. The girl had probably never met anyone so direct. Her face was left with nothing but fragility. Xia Cheng, Luo came to apologize. Shin Jijing knew my temperament. Even if he didn't approve of my methods, he understood my feelings. He'd made a concession, hoping I'd let go of the misunderstanding. We were both smart people. A single glance was enough to understand each other. I understand. I decided to give him a chance. After all, he really hadn't cheated. But no next time. For anyone. Chapter 7. You didn't need to handle a girl like that. Before bed, Shin Jijing brought it up. You should have told me first. I sat at the vanity, doing my hair, watching the handsome man in the mirror. You knew I wanted that necklace. You gave it to another woman. Shouldn't I be angry? Shin Jijing calmly went to the bar and poured himself a glass of ice water. She cried all night because of your misunderstanding. This morning, I saw how swollen her eyes were. I gave her the necklace as compensation. No flaw. I studied him coldly for a long time. 2 million was nothing to us. Giving it away casually was plausible. It just depended on whether the recipient was worth it. His fingers tapped the marble counter. He was waiting for me to think. This was our first conflict over a third party. With our upbringing and education, we both found such matters exhausting. We were people who valued dignity. Shin Jijing, I love you. His fingers stopped. He probably hadn't expected me to say that. Shin Jijing, I love the spotless you. That's what makes you different. You used to never let women near you because you had emotional purity. You wanted a clean marriage. I wasn't like that before, but your values influenced me. Now our life goals are the same. I hope your marriage never reaches a crossroads. Shin Jijing looked helpless. It hasn't. Chapter 8. Shin Jijing was very clear-headed. He knew I was bothered, so he wouldn't give Bai Luoluo any more illusions. Without the boss's support, Bai Luoluo, as an intern, could only start with the most basic tasks. Before, she'd had a chance to rotate through the front desk. Now, Xiaohe didn't schedule her at all. I hadn't told anyone to edge her out. Since Shin Jijing had boundaries, I trusted him completely. But such things didn't need my direction. There were plenty of people who would kick someone when they were down. In less than half a month, this new secretary couldn't handle the gap in work and psychology. She lost a visible amount of weight. The turning point came after an important high-level meeting. That day, Bai Luoluo was assigned alone to clean up the small conference room. She knelt on the floor in her skirt, using a blade to scrape gum off the carpet. Shin Jijing, returning unexpectedly, saw this. Sensing someone behind her, the girl scrambled up, flustered and embarrassed. Shin Jijing's gaze was deep and cold. Such silent scrutiny shattered Bai Luoluo's self-respect. Mr. Shin. Her tears fell involuntarily. She wasn't acting. She wasn't pretending. Shin Jijing was the son she admired but couldn't reach. When she'd been pushed to the margins, she'd almost resigned herself to her fate. Now, being seen like this, she wanted to push him aside and flee. In half a month, that cheerful, lively girl had become so fragile. That was the first time Shin Jijing lost his temper. He came home and slammed the glass of water I handed him to the floor. Water splashed everywhere. Why won't you leave her alone? Xia Qing, I respect you, I love you. I've tolerated your insults and injuries to her again and again. What pleasure does bullying the weak give you? I remembered. When Shin Jijing was studying abroad, his younger sister, a middle schooler, had jumped off a building because of school bullying. It was an unhealable scar in his heart. He detested it. Xia Qing, don't let me see you using such methods to hurt others again. Otherwise, I won't stand by. I stared blankly at the man losing control. For the first time since our marriage, Shin Jijing had lost his temper at me, over a woman, over something I hadn't done. It was awful. Like glass shattering. Like water spilled, never to be recovered. Chapter 9. Shin Jijing promoted Bai Luoluo to personal assistant. At the same time, he summarily fired Xiaohe, his chief assistant of 7 years. You need to be clear about who you're working for. Xiaohe was stubborn in some ways. I work for you, Mr. Shin. Some things, I contact the missus about privately. But only personal matters. The man threw the schedule in front of her. Is that so? So righteous? And your professional ethics, did they allow you to bully others? Xiaohe was speechless. She knew she'd been caught making things hard for Bai Luoluo. Her face showed it. Shin Jijing saw it all. No tolerance, can't distinguish right from wrong, mixing personal and professional to oppress colleagues. What qualifications do you have to be chief assistant? Xiaohe walked out of the office, defeated. The other assistants outside looked at her sadly. Sister He, are you really leaving? Before the tears could fall, Xiaohe wiped them away. Yeah, I'm leaving. See you around, sisters. Chapter 10. Shin Jijing and I fell into a cold war. Unprecedented. He stayed at a hotel. Bai Luo came to pick up his laundry. If Shin Jijing wanted to make things hard for someone, he was even better at it than me. The housekeeper had already received a call and packed his things. Bai Luo, probably scared of me by now, took the suitcase and obediently took a taxi away. Before leaving, she said cautiously, Mr. Shin said we should add each other. If anything comes up, you can contact me. Xiao He was gone. Bai Luo had replaced her. Nothing to contact about. Tell him to get lost, as far as possible. Bai Luo didn't understand how I could still be so tough when Shin Jijing was staying at a hotel. Confusion was in her eyes, but more than that, secret delight. The housekeeper shook her head and kindly advised me. Mrs., maybe you should give in a little? Apologize to him. You two never even argued before. How did it suddenly come to this? The housekeeper had been with the Shin family for over a decade. After so long, there was some affection. He was waiting for me to admit I was wrong and apologize, wasn't he? Ridiculous. Why should I apologize? Chapter 11. Shin Jijing never came back. But Bai Luo's social media updated frequently. Mostly about her itinerary with Shin Jijing. Chanel custom evening gowns. Invitations to private equity fund dinners. Spectacular fireworks at summit forums. Romantic night views from luxury hotels. Group photos with Qingfeng Capital's CEO. Each one marveling at how meeting the right person opened up so many firsts in life. The comments easily broke 100 likes. Some even suggested she start a video account to show the world her upper-class daily life. A few mutual friends sent me screenshots of her posts, along with question marks. If you want to know where Shin Jijing is, just check the secretary's social media. You can guess most of it. We were all smart people. They didn't need to say more. Before, when Shin Jijing attended events, I was usually the one with him. If I was busy or didn't feel like going, one of his assistants would take turns. Now, his regular female companion had changed. I didn't have the energy to reply to my friends' well-intentioned reminders. I just sent a simple thank you emoji. During that time, I was privately asking the Xia family's accountants to help me divide our assets. It was a huge, complicated task. Because of the arranged marriage, the two groups held shares in each other. Then there was the family fund I managed, various properties, metals, stocks, ships. Countless investments. Some overseas properties, I needed to see the deed address and photos to even vaguely remember them. Sorting it all out took time.